Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Happy September Tuesday. I hope you had a fantastic day. The heat was on. Gosh, that summer heat doesn't want to go anywhere. Check out this time-lapse video coming from Linden. It was a pretty shot. You notice a little bit of moisture over the mountains, but here comes the sun. It's going down. Gorgeous shot on the water there as we closed out our day. Sunset actually before 8 o'clock. I believe it's 7:58. Great shot from Ogden. Thank you to Jamie for sharing a lot of clear skies in our valleys in northern Utah as a result of that high pressure that's overhead. It's got a clockwise flow around it, and you kind of notice that moisture increase and a few storms in our neighboring states. We started to see additional cloud cover in the southwestern corner of Utah. This high is going to pull a little further north, open the door for an influx of monsoon moisture. Here we go again. We'll see. High temperatures today made it to 94 in Salt Lake. 87's our average high. So we saw the heat with that high pressure overhead. We've actually started September with warm and dry conditions. 90s on the eastern side of the state. 101 is where we topped out in St. George, but Logan at 92. 91 in Provo. Logan beat out Provo. Okay, that'll tell you that high pressure focusing on the Wasatch Front. Mid-70s right now as we close out ABC4 News at 10. And then for the overnight, expecting upper 60s, mid to upper 60s in most locations with lots of sunshine on deck for tomorrow. Low 70s by 9 a.m. Another warm day along the Wasatch Front as we head into the midweek. But it will be different for the south. Notice how that moisture really increased as we look at that time-lapse video coming from Ivins, our Black Desert Sky Cam, catching the cloud cover. Sun goes down. It's trying to sneak through a battle between the sun and the clouds. But the clouds won that one. They topped out at 104 in Ivins, 101 in St. George, so the heat was on. But that's about to change as we head into tomorrow. Look at our wet weather potential for Washington County. Isolated to scattered storms start to uptick with a push in of monsoon moisture. But it's not going to stay just in southern Utah. I'll show you what I mean. For the midweek, we've got a marginal risk of excessive rainfall for the southwestern corner of the state. Forewarning you now, that leads to some flash flood potential. It's been upgraded to possible at Bryce, Grand Staircase, Zion, and the Red Cliffs area. So the southwestern corner of the state with that excessive rainfall potential means that we could see some brief heavy downpours. I think it's going to start as high-based convection, so we would likely see some gusty winds and lightning. But then with that moisture potential rising, we will see wetting thunderstorms as we get through the week. Futurecast kind of walks us through what to expect. That clock in the corner of your screen keeps you posted. Here we are for the overnight with that cloud cover. You're going to see by tomorrow afternoon, we start to see those storms really pop by the afternoon and evening. We're focusing on southwestern Utah, Iron, Washington, Kane, Garfield County, as well as into Beaver County. That's as far north as it seems like those storms want to go. Perhaps an isolated storm over I-70 towards Cove Fort. But other than that, we will see sunny skies for the rest of the state, but we know that moisture potential is there. It's going to surge further north as we head into our Thursday. You notice the cloud cover into central Utah, and there are the storms by the afternoon hours, definitely over the mountains, extending all the way up possibly to the Uintas, and then extending through southern Utah into the southwestern corner of the state. Doesn't stop there. We know that moisture will continue to push further north as we get towards the end of the work week. Here's our precipitation potential for Thursday. You notice how it hits I-70 and then starts to push into central Utah. So each day of this work week, we're going to continue to see the cloud cover move north as well as the moisture potential. That means the Wasatch Front, well, we could see some storms too. As we look at that high pressure, it pulls to the north, moisture underneath it, undercutting the ridge. With that moisture in place and a trough to our west, we're going to see several disturbances, but that moisture is going to lead to the potential for scattered storms and showers. Peak moisture Friday night into Saturday. Want to forewarn you now, that looks like an active day on Saturday before drier air will move in next week with high pressure taking over and we get a quieter setup. But the potential is there each day for storms. It will take a few days for this to get to northern Utah, but southern Utah is facing it for the midweek. 90s for tomorrow, mid-90s at that. The heat is on with above average temperatures. The record tomorrow is 103, so we're going to stay away from that, but it's still going to be hot. 80s and 90s on the eastern side of the state. Storm potential in southwestern Utah with 80s in St. George. We're looking at 80s in Iron County and only 94 in St. George. So this cloud cover is going to cap daytime heating. Isolated storms for the next 2 days, becoming more scattered Friday and Saturday in southern Utah as the temperatures for the weekend set up for the 80s. Look at the Wasatch Front. Here we go. Those numbers in the 90s. Isolated storms Friday. Again, peak storm potential with moisture Friday into Saturday, but there is a chance on Sunday as we hit the low 80s that we could see some storms as well. We'll be right back.